Okay, welcome everyone to compensation plan training update. So, I know compensation plans can be a little bit tricky. Our compensation plan is actually really amazing and I think is one of the least trickiest I've ever seen because a long time ago, back when I kind of first started the first couple of years, I would check out other people's comp plans just to see, is ours competitive and what's the difference? And so I really like our comp plan. It's pretty easy to understand once you get the hang of it. So let's get started. All right. So first on the screen, you'll see definitions. So frontline, you'll hear that a lot. Frontline, they're all the consultants that you personally sponsored or possibly rolled up to you. They're your first level of consultants. So if you go into the workstation and you're looking at your downline report, they're your number one. There's a little number on the side, number one. Then you have your active frontline consultant. So that's anyone who's done 250 in personal retail volume in a given month. So in order to stay a Scentsy consultant, they have to do 250 in PRV in 1 month within a 12-month period. So for example, this month is February. So if you have downline that do 250 in retail volume this month, then they are good to go until next January because that's a year, right? So January, they might be set to term. And they'll be like, hey, you need to get active this month or you'll lose your Scentsy account. So there's that 250 in PRV. That's why we strive a lot to do the 250 in PRV. I know it used to be 200, and then this month there is still the opportunity to do 200. If you have people on the fence, this is kind of what I was thinking about. I'm like, if we got everyone active this month, then they don't have to worry about the new 250 for a whole year. Just something to think about. But whether it's 200, when I first started, it was 150, whether it's 250, the point is to get active as often as possible. And you can still place those little, $50 order here, $20 order here. But if you can work on combining all the orders or, helping your hobbyists, the people who are just doing it for fun or for a discount or just to purchase for themselves and friends and family, try and have them put all the orders in together in 1 month. It makes it a lot easier. All right, commission. It's the compensation paid to a consultant for the sales of commissionable Scentsy products, which means your commission is based on your sales. That's it. Now, then there's the bonus, right? So the bonus is the compensation paid to a consultant for leadership activities and earned incentives. So that your bonus includes the amount you're getting paid on your downline. And then also if you do the monthly sales bonus of selling $2,500 a month, then your bonus goes along with that, right? Commission is money paid out for just the products you're selling, and then bonus is pretty much everything else. So if you ever look at the breakdown of your paycheck, essentially, you'll see commission and then bonus, and that's what that is for. Personal retail volume, aka PRV. It's the value of commissionable products sold to a consultant or to consultant's customer. In the US, PRV is $1 to one PRV. In other countries, they have an exchange rate. And so that's why back when I started, it was just PRV was like a dollar sign, basically. It was however much you sold that month. But because we have now added other countries, it looks different. So the PRV might be higher in another country because of the exchange rate. And then wholesale volume, you'll see that TWV, GWV. Not going to read that whole thing, which you can, but it's basically 75% of retail volume. And we're going to get into that. You're going to get to do math. It's going to be great. Maybe. Okay. It's not. Oh, there we go. I was doing another PowerPoint this morning and it wasn't working. Oh, it must be today. Okay, rank. The qualification level at which the consultant's compensation will be determined from month to month. And then your title is the highest rank achieved. So, for example, you're going to see this throughout. Promise. Got some great visuals. But so say you hit superstar consultant, you will always get to keep that title unless like you leave Scentsy. Sometimes, most of the time when you leave Scentsy and you come back, you start over. But if you stay with Scentsy, you get to keep that title of superstar consultant. But if you don't hit your numbers every month, maybe your rank will only be lead consultant or it'll be star consultant or sometimes even certified. So it just kind of depends, but we're going to look deeper into that. You are always paid on your rank and your frontline's title. And I have examples. And then you're always paid on the team wholesale volume of your frontline consultants team. You can go back, rewatch this, relook at it, screenshot it, whatever you need. But just remember, we have examples coming. Okay, so first example Joanne is a star consultant. So she's zero. Okay, zero. Then we have Missy, Becky, and Laura. They're all her frontline. They're ones. Okay. Um, as you can see, Missy and Laura were both lead and star consultants, but they don't have any downline anymore. They all left, but they still get to keep their title. But Becky is certified and she has two frontline consultants, Pansy and Maria. Okay. This is just for an example, but this actually happens all the time. Becky is still at certified because she has not done what she needs to do in order to get to a higher rank. So this is a great example. They're all great. I created them. Just kidding, but also it's worked for a few years. Okay, so now we're going to talk about team versus group. A consultant and their downline, excluding any director in her group and that director's downline. So, like for example, I have, four frontline directors. They're part of my squad, but my team is just me and my people. So, if you are a team of 25 people and there's no directors, it's just you. You may be the director, you may just be a lead consultant or a superstar consultant, or maybe even certified. Then you and your 25 people, you're a team, you and your team. Now, technically, the way Scentsy looks at it is unless you're a director, you're within someone else's team. So, like, I'm in charge of all of my people on my team because I'm a leader. I'm a director or above, and that's how Scentsy looks at it. So, if you're like, I really don't like my leader and I hate being a part of her team, well, technically, they still have to take care of you until you become a director or above. And then you can say, listen, I got this. Um, but a good leader will go, if you've got this, I will do a little bit less. So if you ever run into that, whether it's you become a leader, you're a director above, and you have people who are like, I really want to do this on my own. And some it's not like they don't like you. I mean, there's so many different personalities, but it's not that they don't like you or anything like that. They just really want to be a leader. So you work with the people kind of how they need. But I always love the more the merrier. The more love you want to show my people, the better. Now, a group is everybody. And these are important things to understand because you've got TWV and then GWV, which we will get to again later. And then your generation, the arrangement of all directors and their teams in a downline. So, for example, if I have four frontline directors, they're my first generation directors because this all comes up in the comp plan. Team and group are the same until you promote your first director. So until you promote your first director, TWV and GWV are the exact same thing. Okay, great example. All right, so you've got star director. Hold on, there's this thing that's in my way. I cannot see everything. I guess it's not going to move out of my way. Everything's fine. Okay, so star director, She's got three frontline leaders. So one is a director, another one is a director, and then she has a third leader that is a star director. And they each the star director has two frontline directors. Okay. So that is what this star director's entire group looks like. So she's got three first gen directors and then two second gen directors. And see, there's her star director. This is her team. Okay. So whoever is within her star director team is everything. Oop, my bad. And then this big giant circle, that's her entire group. So team versus group. Okay, getting back to the basics, essential consultant. They purchased a starter kit and became a Scentsy consultant. Now, even though there's some changes happening, it's still the same. They still have to do 1,000 in PRV to earn um, before they can even get the opportunity to make that 25%. So they're going to earn 20% commission on their first 1,000 in PRV. That is staying the same. Certified. This is where it changes just a smidge, right? So once 1,000 in PRV has been sold, you are now a certified consultant. Whoop, whoop. Okay. That's your title. However, each month, now it will start over where if you do less than 249 PRV, you will earn 20% and your rank will be essential. Okay. And then if you do more than 25%, your rank will be certified. And that's on 250 PRV or more. So it's kind of a good bonus. I think it'll be just fine. I think it'll be great. And I think it'll be a great way to reach out to your teams and to help them, push a little bit in the month. If they're at like 50 PRV, probably not a good push. But if they're at like 200, then it might be a good push. But never wait until like the last day. Watch those numbers throughout the month. And then we have the option of earning the 5% bonus on PRV over 2,500. Okay, so bonus was 2,000, now it's 2,500, just a little bit more of a push. We can do it. And you must sell at least 1,000 PRV in order to be a leader. So just remember that. If you remember a few slides ago, one girl was still certified and um but she had two people under her. Well, guess what? Um she hadn't done what she needed to do. Also, as an essential consultant, so you can start recruiting. Obviously, our sensational start gets us going on doing all the things that we need to be able to do, right? And it gets us selling and it gets us recruiting. And so they may get a recruit and get them active, but until they sell that first 1,000 in PRV, they can't promote up to lead. That makes sense. Okay. So hitting that first 1,000 is super duper important. All right. As a lead consultant, have at least one active frontline consultant. You need just one. It's better to have more, but at least one. You personally have to do 500 PRV each month in order to get paid as a lead consultant. So your first month, you need to have one active. You must do at least 500 PRV, and then as a total group, you and whoever is on your team need to do 1,000 group/team wholesale volume each month in order to hit that. The first time, this is what you got to do. If you want to get paid at lead consultant, this is what you got to do. Then you'll earn 2% on your personal wholesale volume. So not only are you earning 25% on your 500 PRV, but you get a little bit of a bonus on the wholesale side. And then you also get 2% on your frontline certified or essential consultants. So now this is where that bonus comes in. All right. So here we have an example. We have Joanne. She's got 500 PRV. Her personal wholesale volume is 375. And then she has one frontline certified consultant who has 782 in PRV and 625 in PWV. This is where the math gets a little confusing because you're like, oh, she has 500, she has 782, she's over 1,000. But we're looking at the wholesale. So if you take Joanne's 375 and you take Laura's 625, guess what? They have 1,000 together. And you can watch all these numbers in the workstation under reports. And you can, you'll get to see the math and where it's at. And then we're also going to get to do math later. It'll be great. Okay, star, have at least 2 active frontline. Must do at least 500 PRV. You'll notice a trend. In order to get paid as a leader, every single month, you at least have to do 500. Must have at least 2,500 as a group. Everybody working together, 2,500. You're going to now get a raise. So you earn 4% on your wholesale volume and 4% on the front line, on your frontline certifieds and essentials. But now you're earning 2% on your frontline lead consultants. Because remember, if you're the same rank as someone else, it's not going to work. We'll see that. You're going to see it. It's all going to come together. Promise. Okay. Boom. Here we go. Star consultant. Joanne has 1,500 PRV. You can see her wholesale. Missy has 1,400 PRV and Laura has 500. If you take all of their PWVs and add them together, they have over 2,500 and she has 2 active frontline. So she has hit star consultant this month. Way to go, Joanne. All right, superstar consultant. Have at least 3 active frontline. Same thing, 500 PRV. Must have at least 6,000 all together. So you've got more and more people on your team. You're working together. And now you get a bigger bonus. So you earn 7% on your wholesale, 7% on your frontline certified or essential, 5% on frontline lead, and 3% on frontline star. It's fantastic. Okay, so Joanne, 2,500 PRV, Missy, Laura, and Becky, you can see theirs. I didn't include the PRVs because at this point, it doesn't matter what their PRV is, as long as it's 250 or more, so that way they're active. But it's really looking at their wholesale volume. So 3 active frontline, they've got 6,000, boom. Joanne promotes and gets a raise. Okay, now we're going into director. If you're not close to director, maybe fast forward this or pay a little bit of attention, but it gets a little bit trickier and sometimes it gets overwhelming. So I don't want you to get overwhelmed. So director is the same as far as frontline active as a superstar consultant. And that's pretty much how all leadership levels are. So at least 3 active frontline. If you already have a director under you, they count as your active because they're your frontline. Again, 500 PRV. As a director, you need to do 2,000 as a team and 10,000 as a group. So remember, if you're a director and you've already promoted out a director, you need to do 10,000. We're going to see that. I'll show a thing in here. And then you can see all the percentages that they're going to get. You get a raise, essentially. So here we go. Joanne has 2,500 PRV. Missy, you can see all of their group wholesale volumes. And together, boom, they make 2,000 and then 10,000. So if you'll notice, there are people under Laura, under Missy. There's not enough room to show Becky's people. You're not getting paid on what the people below them are necessarily doing. You get paid, like, for example, Joanne's going to get a percent on Missy as a lead consultant, but it's Missy's entire group / team, everything that they're doing. You're not going to break it down on what Mary's doing. It's Missy's entire leg. So Missy could be a lead consultant and could have a superstar consultant under her and make that Wholesale volume higher won't matter if Mary's a superstar consultant. It's only what your frontline, you to your frontline is until they become a director and promote out. Okay, so that's kind of that. Now here's a configuration where Joanne has promoted her first frontline director. So as a team, they've done over 2,000 as a team. So her lead and her star. And then now Becky has done 10,000. So they're well over their group health sale volume. Because Becky hasn't promoted out any directors. So she's got to do all of her 10 by herself. Okay, keeping your rank. This is what's important. You can never lose your title until you reach director. And then once you hit director, you need to keep those numbers as often as you can. Try and do it all the time. But as soon as so say you've hit your director numbers, you've hit all those numbers for a year, and then, maybe life happens. Maybe you've lost a few people on your team, maybe the economy, maybe you moved, and so you're not focusing on your team. Like things happen. It happens to all of us. And you failed to meet the qualifications after 3 months. So say in May, that's when things started happening. You don't hit your numbers. Maybe you didn't hit your PRV. It happens. That's when the clock starts running. So then if you don't hit it in June, in July, you have one more month. And then by August, you would be put into director queue. And then you'd have 3 months to sit in director queue. And if you don't hit those after 3 months, then you've lost your director title. Now, guess what? You can re-earn it at any time. Anytime. It just means that you were no longer performing as a director, whether for any number of circumstances, but your numbers weren't hitting it. And so now you're no longer a leader. If a consultant passes you in rank, you will always have the option to earn a higher rank. So for example, you have a lead consultant and you're a lead consultant. Guess what? You don't make any money on that lead consultant because you are the same rank, same title. Now, if you're a star consultant and they're a lead consultant and you get paid as a lead consultant, guess what? It's your rank to their title. So you still don't make any money that month. Now, once you both hit director, that's where it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. You could be a director and they could be a superstar director and you'll still get paid off of them in some form or fashion. So it only is between essential and superstar consultant. And you'll never lose consultants due to them passing you in rank. You'll still always see them on your team and you'll always have that ability and option to pass them or meet them where they're at as well. You always want to build your team wide so you do not limit yourself to growth and prevent your team from passing you. This is something that took me a long time to understand. But the more people you're adding to your team, and the more consultants you have gives you the ability to keep growing when you do have those people under you who are doing the same thing. If you only keep 3 frontline and one of them doesn't get active, then you're kind of leaving it up to chance, right? But if you have 25 frontline, the chances are higher that you will always have 3, right? So just keep building. If you and your frontline have the same title rank, you will not earn any bonus off of them. I had just said. Okay, so that is the end of that. Let me stop sharing and then I will show you your homework. Got to find it. Oh, where did I put it? Where's Google? Is this Google? I think so. I'll share. Here it is. Okay. Many things going on. Okay, so this will be posted. So this is your homework. Your paycheck is always based upon your rank to their title. Okay. And we're doing it as if it is this month in February. So I know the changes are happening next month, but it will stay the same, right? We're just gonna play it as if everything is the same. So it doesn't really matter. Oh my goodness, why is everyone sending me text messages right now? Okay. I don't even know if y'all can see that. So remember, rank the title that a consultant has achieved pursuant to the Scentsy compensation plan. Don't you love that? These are words straight out of the comp plan itself. The highest rank achieved is your title. So Wanda Wax, don't you love these names? Okay, so you are pretending that you're Wanda Wax and you are configuring your paycheck. So commission check, your PRV is 2000. So what percent, I'm going to help you with Wanda and then you're going to do the rest. So you can get out the compensation plan, you can go back through this training and you can look at the percentages, right? So PRV. So if you did 2000 PRV, multiply that by what? It's going to be 0.25% or 25% or times 0.25. In your calculator, I will pull mine up. And where is, I got a new phone, so I'm still learning. Okay, so you can do 2000 times, you see that? Maybe. Oh, here we go. 2000. And you can do 25% and you can hit the percent sign, or you can do 0.25. 25% or 0.25. Okay. And then whatever that answer is, you're going to write it right there. PWV is 1500 times, this is up to you, what percent? She's a superstar consultant. So what is the percent that she's getting paid on for her personal wholesale volume? And then the $2,000 bonus times 5%. Okay. Then you're going to configure, these are all her frontline consultants. So this is where her bonus comes in. And you can even see the little arrow, her commission check, and then all of her bonus, right? So we've got Sharon Scentsy, 2,500 times what percent? At what percent does a superstar consultant get paid on a star consultant? And then that equals Wilma Warmer, same thing, 1,000 times what percent? Mary Melter, I know, aren't these great? These names have been in here for a very long time. Certified consultant. So she doesn't have a team, so her personal wholesale volume is 2,000 times what? Brenda Barr, same thing. She's an essential. PWV, 750 times what percent? And then Shelly Samples. Her TWV is 6,000. She's a superstar consultant. So at what percent? Okay. Now I'm going to trust all of you that you're going to do your homework and you're going to post it and you're not going to cheat. So post this with your homework on Sunday and don't cheat, be a good person and figure out what that paycheck is. And if you have any questions, just comment in the post below and we'll get it figured out. I can get on and clarify and do whatever you need to do. Because I know sometimes it's a lot easier if you can interact and people can ask clarifying questions. So don't be afraid to post that. I can always go live later and clear anything up. So there is your training for today. I believe in you. You've got this, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys.